history is darker, stranger, and far more terrifying than anyone ever taught you. Secrets so shocking, even the world's greatest historians can't fully explain them. Today, we're uncovering 7 historical facts that will completely blow your mind. Imagine civilizations that vanished overnight, leaving behind nothing but ruins. Picture betrayals so brutal they toppled empires overnight. Think of customs so bizarre and horrifying that they seem like they belong in a nightmare rather than reality. And brace yourself, because the final fact is so hidden, so shocking, that history books deliberately ignore it. You won't believe what people were capable of, or what's been kept secret for centuries. Until now. Our first shocking historical fact takes us back thousands of years, to a civilization so advanced that its very existence baffles historians even today. Imagine a city with streets so organized that modern planners would be impressed, sophisticated sewage systems that predate Rome, and urban layouts meticulously designed for efficiency and functionality. This was the Indus Valley Civilization, one of the world's earliest urban societies, flourishing around 2500 BCE in what is now Pakistan and northwest India. What makes it truly fascinating is how little we know about it. Unlike Egypt or Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley left behind no deciphered written records. Their script remains an unsolved mystery, leaving scholars puzzled about their culture, beliefs, and government. Archaeologists have uncovered cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, revealing advanced architecture, standardized weights and measures, and even evidence of trade with distant civilizations. Yet despite this sophistication, the civilizations suddenly vanished, leaving behind only ruins and unanswered questions. What could have caused such an advanced society to disappear? Some theories suggest climate change, massive flooding, or shifts in river courses disrupted agriculture and forced migration. Others speculate invasions or internal collapse, though no conclusive evidence exists. The mystery itself is part of what makes this fact so shocking. A thriving, organized civilization simply vanished, almost as if erased from history. Even more astonishing is the level of technology and urban planning they achieved thousands of years ago. Some of their cities had multi-story buildings, public baths, and elaborate drainage systems that modern engineers admire. And yet, the very people who built such advanced cities left no readable records for us to understand their society fully. Every excavation reveals more questions than answers. So, as we begin our journey into history's most shocking facts, remember this. The past is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. The Indus Valley Civilization reminds us that history isn't always about what we know, it's also about what we have yet to discover. And trust me, the facts ahead are even stranger, more shocking, and more unbelievable than this. Stay tuned, because Fact 2 will dive into betrayal so shocking it altered the course of empires forever. Our second shocking fact takes us into the dark world of betrayal, where trust was broken and empires changed forever. History is full of such moments, but few are as infamous as the betrayal of Julius Caesar in 44 BCE. Caesar, one of Rome's greatest leaders and military geniuses, had expanded the Roman Empire, won countless battles, and gained the unwavering loyalty of his army. Yet, in a single fateful day, betrayal came from the very people he considered allies. On the Ides of March, a day now forever etched in history, Caesar walked into the Senate, unaware that a conspiracy had formed around him. Senators, including those he had trusted the most, stabbed him 23 times in a shocking act of treachery. The betrayal was not just physical, but deeply political, motivated by fear of his growing power, envy, and the belief that killing him would save the Roman Republic. But ironically, this act of treachery plunged Rome into chaos, leading to civil war and the rise of the very empire the conspirators feared. What makes this fact so shocking is not just the assassination itself, but the audacity of betraying someone so revered. Imagine knowing your closest allies, people you dined with, discussed politics with, and trusted implicitly, were plotting your death. The psychological impact, the shock, and the ultimate consequence, the end of the Roman Republic, make this one of history's most infamous betrayals. Betrayal like this echoes through history, from Anne Boleyn's execution orchestrated by Henry VIII to countless coups and conspiracies in royal courts around the world. Each story is a reminder that power, ambition, and envy can twist even the closest relationships into deadly traps. As we continue our journey through history's most shocking facts, think about this. Betrayal isn't just a story from the past. It's a timeless human experience, one that shaped nations and altered the course of history. And hold on tight, Fact 3 will take us into the strange and unbelievable world of bizarre laws and customs that will leave you questioning reality itself. Our third shocking historical fact takes us into the strange and often absurd world of laws and customs from the past. History isn't always about kings and battles. Sometimes it's about rules that seem downright unbelievable today. Imagine living in a society where even the colour of your clothing could determine your fate, or where eating certain foods could land you in prison. Sounds impossible, right? But these bizarre laws were very real, and they shaped societies in ways that still fascinate historians. Take, for example, the medieval sumptuary laws in Europe. These laws dictated what people could wear based on their social rank. Wearing clothes meant for nobility when you were a commoner was considered a serious offence, punishable by fines or even public humiliation. The laws were meant to reinforce social hierarchy, but they also revealed just how obsessed rulers were with control and appearances. For a peasant, accidentally wearing the wrong shade of silk could result in shame, or worse. A reality that seems absurd to our modern eyes. Then there's the law in 17th century England that made it illegal to shake a carpet in the streets on Sundays. Why? Authorities wanted to keep Sundays peaceful for worship, and public cleaning was considered a disturbance. It sounds trivial today, but breaking this rule could bring unwanted attention from local officials. Even stranger are customs in ancient China, where officials were required to carry a board to kneel on in the emperor's presence, or face harsh consequences. Breaking such customs could mean punishment, humiliation, or social ostracization. It's a world where rules governed behavior so strictly that even minor mistakes could have serious repercussions. What's shocking about these laws and customs isn't just their absurdity, but the insight they give into human societies. They reflect fears, obsessions, and values of people who lived centuries ago. They remind us that what seems normal today might have been completely unimaginable in the past, and vice versa. So, as we continue our journey through history's most shocking facts, keep this in mind. The past is full of rules and customs that defy logic, yet they shaped entire civilizations. And get ready, Fact 4 will uncover hidden ancient technologies and inventions that were centuries ahead of their time, leaving historians stunned. Our fourth shocking historical fact takes us into the astonishing world of ancient technology. Innovations so advanced that they continue to baffle modern historians and engineers. Imagine civilizations capable of building machines and devices that in some cases were centuries ahead of their time. These weren't simple tools. Some were intricate inventions that demonstrated remarkable knowledge of science, engineering, and mathematics. One of the most famous examples is the Antikythera mechanism, discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of Greece. This ancient device, dating back to around 100 BCE, is often described as the world's first analog computer. It could predict astronomical positions, eclipses, and even the timing of the Olympic Games. Historians and scientists who studied it were astounded. How could people so long ago create something so mechanically sophisticated without the knowledge we take for granted today? But it's not just Greece. Across the world, ancient civilizations displayed incredible technological ingenuity. In India, for example, the stepwells of Rajasthan combined engineering, architecture, and environmental knowledge, allowing communities to store water efficiently in arid regions. In China, intricate canal systems, early seismographs, and advanced metallurgy demonstrate expertise far beyond what many modern observers expected from that era. What's truly shocking is that many of these inventions were lost to history. Wars, natural disasters, and the collapse of civilizations meant that this knowledge disappeared, only to be rediscovered centuries later. It's a reminder that human ingenuity has existed for millennia, often hidden beneath layers of time and mystery. The more we uncover, the more we realize that the past holds secrets that could still inspire innovation today. These hidden technologies also challenge our assumptions about progress. We tend to think of technology as a linear path, but history shows us that civilizations often leapfrogged, achieving incredible feats and then losing them again. The Antikythera mechanism is a perfect example, an advanced analog computer that existed over 2,000 years ago, only to be forgotten until modern times. So as we continue our journey through history's most shocking facts, remember this: the past is filled with inventions that defy logic and expectations. And coming up next, Fact 5 will reveal shocking deaths that shook the world and changed history forever. Fact number 5 takes us into one of history's most chilling and shocking aspects: deaths that shocked entire civilizations and changed the course of history. Throughout time, the demise of influential figures has often been dramatic, mysterious, or gruesome, leaving legacies of fear, fascination, and cautionary tales. One of the most notorious examples is the death of Vlad the Impaler, the real-life inspiration for Dracula. Vlad III, ruler of Wallachia in the 15th century, was known for his brutal methods of punishing enemies. But what makes his death so shocking isn't just the legend, it's how he was betrayed and killed. Historical records suggest he was ambushed and stabbed by his own allies during a surprise attack. Yet even in death, his enemies feared him. Stories tell of his decapitated head being displayed as a warning, a grim symbol of power and terror. His death was horrifying, and the echoes of it shaped the political landscape of Eastern Europe for decades. Another shocking death comes from the Roman Empire. Emperor Caracalla, infamous for cruelty and tyranny, was assassinated while relieving himself during a roadside stop. The audacity of the assassination and the vulnerability of one of the most powerful men of his time shocked Rome and the world. It's a stark reminder that no amount of power guarantees safety or loyalty, and that betrayal often comes when least expected. Shocking deaths aren't always political. They can also be mysterious or bizarre. Take the case of King Tutankhamun, whose sudden death at a young age left historians puzzled. Was it murder, an accident, or disease? For centuries, his death inspired endless speculation, adding a layer of intrigue and mystique to Egypt's history. What makes these deaths so compelling and shocking is not only the cruelty or mystery involved, but the profound impact they had on societies. From political upheavals to legends that live on today, these moments remind us of the fragility of life and the unpredictability of history. As we move forward to Fact 6, prepare for one of the strangest and most mysterious events in history. A story so bizarre that historians are still debating what truly happened. Stay tuned, because the truth may be even stranger than fiction. Fact number 6 takes us into one of history's most baffling and mysterious events. Moments so strange that historians and scientists are still debating what really happened. Some events in history defy explanation, leaving behind clues but no answers. One of the most famous examples is the disappearance of the Roanoke colony in the late 16th century. In 1587, over 100 settlers arrived on Roanoke Island, off the coast of modern-day North Carolina, hoping to establish a permanent colony. Within just a few years, the colony vanished without a trace. When a supply ship returned in 1590, there was no one left, no signs of struggle, and the only clue was the word Croatoan carved into a post. Who were these people? Did they assimilate with local tribes, fall victim to disease, or face a more sinister fate? To this day, no one knows for sure, making it one of history's most enduring mysteries. Another mysterious event comes from the far north of Russia, the Tunguska explosion of 1908. A massive blast flattened over 2,000 square kilometers of forest in Siberia, yet no impact crater was ever found. Scientists believe it was caused by a meteor or comet airburst, but theories abound, ranging from secret experiments to extraterrestrial involvement. The sheer scale of the event and the lack of conclusive evidence continues to baffle experts. These mysterious historical events are shocking because they show us that not everything in history is neatly recorded or understood. The past is filled with puzzles, and sometimes the answers may never be found. They capture our imagination precisely because they challenge our understanding of reality and human history. What makes these events even more compelling is the way they inspire stories, legends, and theories across generations. From books to documentaries, people are endlessly fascinated by unsolved mysteries that seem stranger than fiction. They remind us that history isn't just about dates and battles. It's about questions that remain unanswered, waiting for curious minds to explore. As we move on to Fact 7, get ready for the most shocking revelation of all. A fact so unbelievable that it will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about history. This is the ultimate mind-blower, and you won't want to miss it. Finally, we arrive at Fact 7, the most shocking, mind-blowing revelation in our journey through history. This is the fact that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the past. It's a story of power, deception, and human ambition, and it's so incredible that many historians still debate it today. In the early 18th century, a mysterious network of spies and double agents operated across Europe, influencing wars, royal marriages, and even the rise and fall of empires. One of the most fascinating figures was the Count of Saint-Germain, a man shrouded in legend. Known as the Wonder Man, or the Immortal, he claimed to have lived for centuries, possessed vast knowledge of alchemy, languages, and science, and appeared at multiple European courts influencing events in subtle but powerful ways. What makes this story shocking is not just his mysterious longevity, but the scale of his influence. He advised kings and queens, negotiated political alliances, and even participated in secret societies. Yet despite all this power, no one knows exactly who he was, where he came from, or how he acquired such knowledge. Some claimed he could transmute metals, cure diseases, or even foresee events before they happened. Others believe he may have been a master illusionist, using charisma and intelligence to shape European history in unseen ways. The Count of Saint-Germain is a perfect example of how history is filled with figures who defy explanation. His life blurs the line between myth and reality, leaving a trail of intrigue that historians are still trying to piece together centuries later. It reminds us that history is not just about wars and rulers. It's about extraordinary people and events that continue to amaze us, long after they are gone. So as we conclude our journey through these 7 shocking historical facts, take a moment to reflect on how much of the past remains hidden, mysterious, and unbelievable. From lost civilizations to betrayal, bizarre laws, hidden technology, shocking deaths, unsolved mysteries, and finally, the enigmatic Count of Saint-Germain. History proves that truth is often stranger than fiction. Which fact shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want more untold stories from history. The past is waiting, and there's always more to discover.